Okay, remember that they are changing my voice. So just a real quick video. Keep in mind that the other day I was in Gilroy. Okay. And this was on Saturday. It was day 10 of my fourth trip the last Saturday. And because I was hassled in Gilroy, I brought up that I'm going to curse the city of Gilroy, and I started talking about cursing the souls of their offspring, what have you. And I posted the video on my other channel because it was like a controversial video, and I don't know how YouTube's going to respond, but it should be allowed. It's part of a documentary. There's a lot of reasons it should be allowed. And of course I brought up that I'm the top martial artist in that video. And here we see on Fox today, on YouTube, they posted a video where Donald Trump's posting like a martial artist. Now, if that's not bad enough, keep in mind I connect the cloud time and time again to martial arts, right? Martial is marital scramble, Christ is the bridegroom, Isaiah 30 verse 30, Jeremiah 4:13, and there's more scriptures I talk about, right? I am, and you'll see me at the right hand of the mighty one coming on the clouds of heaven. In the New Testament, that scripture, and on and on and on and on, right? So I proved the miracles are figurative. The churches have conceded by either silence or some people saying, hey, that makes sense, with no viable counterargument, okay, in other ways as well. So they were talking about the biggest fraud in history. I just made a video in Morgan Hill. I uploaded it. It should be posted already before this video, where I talked about the biggest extortion was the $4 trillion in tax breaks. Now, again, I'm not a political figure, okay? It's not my concern so much whether Donald Trump is president or somebody else, or whether Republicans start gaining momentum or Democrats, okay? I focus on issues and right and wrong. And I'm not planning to have any children, so the smart thing to do is to treat me fairly, to make it clear that you're treating me fairly, okay? And with a universal scale, not with in terms of the game, okay? Then I can say, hey, Donald Trump or this group or that group treated me fairly. As it stands, people are not treating me fairly. They refuse to compensate me after all the years of harassment and abuse. And again, I don't care about money, okay? But I've suffered a lot of financial sabotage over the years and physical harm. I've been disabled, and people are trying to financially sabotage me and then use that to try to make me their slave or something. That's not going to win me over, okay? I've said it before. I've posted it several times. It's non-negotiable to me that I'm going to put God first no matter what. That I'm not going to be gay, not going to pretend to be gay. I'm going to do God justice, okay? And I'm going to tell the truth about God and so on and so forth, okay? Religion is not a racket to me, okay, in terms of my personal religion. But, I brought up that $4 trillion I referred to as extortion. And I come home, this is the same day I made that Morgan Hill video and posted it. I come home maybe 3, 4, 5 hours later. I don't know how long it's been, maybe 3, 4 hours. I come across this video that was recently posted. I think it was 15 minutes. It was posted 15 minutes before I came across it, which isn't that long ago, right? And this person was talking about how the DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency with Musk and so on and so forth, had uncovered what he referred to as the biggest money laundering scheme in history, okay? And he was referred to as Mr. Cloud in the annotations. Now, I have a certain condition from being sabotaged for years that I don't watch videos, and they do something funny with frequencies. It's a story for another day. And it causes me a lot of cognitive impairment quite often if I listen to videos on YouTube and stuff like this, right? So he refers to the other guy who's talking to him, okay, as Mr. Winston, right? Winston, okay? And to make a long story short, it has to do with authoritative utterances, creative utterances, right? Authoritative power. In martial arts, what they call the key up, when they say hi-ya and so on and so forth in a certain way, okay? So the tone is connected to it. So is the muscle tone. It's a long story why it's like the play on words for figure it out. Figure it out, right? Someone's figure, their physique, physics and physique, mind, body, soul, and spirit, right? You see statues and the poses, and there's a lot of connections, art and statues and what have you. Okay, and there's these sex calls to talk about sexual power. I'm not into sex calls. I don't like sex calls. I despise sex calls. But to make a long story short, you see the him posing as a martial artist, Donald Trump, on the Fox thing. Since when does any president pose like a martial artist? Number two, you see the curses referred to. It was just on Saturday. Today is Tuesday. Then I was talking about cursing this the people of Gilroy for not receiving me, and I talked about it publicly in downtown Gilroy. Then you see the cloud, and I just recently talked about the cloud. In fact, I challenged this female named Alicia Cummings to a debate on whether or not I'm Christ and whether or not people are supposed to obey me. And people mock. To mock can also mean to prevent, right? Say mock instead of doing the right thing. Someone says, everyone do the right thing, and someone mocks them, right? It makes a funny voice and makes faces or mocks their behavior, right? It's like an immature frat way of child molesters and their allies to mock people who are trying to stop them from doing all the sick things that they're doing. And so as you see these solid connections here, it says to everybody, yes, I'm Christ. Okay? Why would they mock me this way if I magically wasn't? I obviously am. I'm Christ in reality. The word Christ has the word hit scrambled into it, and the word faith has the word hit scrambled into it. And the word thief has the word, is an anagram for hit fee, because they're trying to cheat me. Cheat, see heat, see he at, he cat. And it goes back to the leopard, which is the lion on the military war standard historically in Europe, for example. And the leopard martial arts societies of Egypt, and the cat of Heliopolis that slays the dragon. There's so many connections there. Okay? And if you really have immersed yourself in religious studies like I have to a large degree, if you really immersed yourself into research, you see that this is not a theory. There's some things that are just clearly fact. It's like the Black Panther Party, for example, or the Black Panther character in the comics, right? Where he has his superhuman powers and so on and so forth, but he isn't a mutant or anything like this. And it goes back to the fact that God's order is the Royal African Falcon Martial Order. Oh yeah, I forgot. This guy brings up Nigeria. He brings up Iran, Romania, North Korea, China, I believe, and Nigeria. Why Nigeria? That's where, my father's from Nigeria. And I'm from the royal family of the Igbo tribe in Nigeria. And of all the countries in the world doing scams, they zoomed in on Nigeria to try to play me out, because I have thousands of videos on the internet, and there's the internet scams. But however, I tell the truth. And I challenge them to debates publicly. I have, dozens of videos where I rented vehicles, 4 different vehicles. And it's like 30, 35 days, 40 days, or something like 38, whatever it is, where I drive around to different cities and I'm trying to get people's attention, and they have no counter argument. Nobody says, hey, that doesn't make sense, or no one says nothing. Okay, whether I'm on the internet, whether I'm in cities, because they know that I'm right. And some of these people are hired by the government and their contractors, to harass me and fume me and so on and so forth. So as we look at the evidence, right, the logical evidence, we see that I'm right. If you have a rational mind, you know that I'm right. This is not crazy conspiracy theory or something. I give you like 4 or 5 solid reasons to know that I'm the top martial artist and the government is mocking me. And you see all the funny faces Donald Trump makes in the news, okay? And a lot of people refer to him as a clown. No offense to anybody. I'm not trying to insult Donald Trump or anyone else in this video, but that goes back to the blackface mocking. Okay, because this is supposed to be my time, not Trump's or this group or that group or the Pope's, but mine. We see recently, incidentally, the Pope used to have a thinner face, right? He used to have a thinner face. He's one of these people whose faces he changed, like Jet Li's face changed from his condition. The Pope now has a thicker face, right? Why? They're doing something funny there, and they've done that with my face. You can still tell it's me for many reasons. I've seen scars. Believe it or not, I have tattoos. A story for another day why that's okay. I have a lot of similar traits, okay? Of course, there's blood tests. There's a lot of ways to verify it's me. Okay, but maybe one day they'll pretend to be me. I don't know. That's right up their alleyway. They're immature. But you need to understand that I'm right about this. You need to understand that they are mocking me because I'm Christ. And also in that video, another thing I almost forgot, is they say that the taxpayers are funding the demise of this country. And they talk about reversing the curses on their children and their grandchildren. Okay, you're funding the process of persecuting Christ. And there's no words for how evil that is. And even if you think that magically I'm not, and I say magically so don't take me out of context, I don't like magic. You must know that I'm the top martial artist ever possible, because my challenge I've had since 2013, which in December will be 12 years. That's the longest most respectable public challenge of anybody who's logically the top martial artist at the time ever known. And I'm logically the top martial artist ever possible. And I'm the son of a brain surgeon who's a humanitarian. You think it's right to fund the persecution of me because I'm right and no one has a viable counter-argument because they're white supremacists, Jewish supremacists, left-wing radicals, right-wing radicals, libertarian radicals, or whatever cults and groups and corporate groups and political groups they're from. You think that's right? Think it's right for them to change my voice? They're even fuming right now, to fume me and poison me every day, for females to shun me while they date pedophiles and their allies and blood money people here and there and all kinds of unsavory characters. While 2/3 of young males, last time I checked, are said to be single. Okay, what 2/3? The ones who bootlick more? Or is that the 1/3 who aren't single? You need to realize that I'm right. And I fight the good fight.